Standards identified in these activities have been adopted from the content standards of the national organization for each discipline. More information on this can be found in the Technology as Facilitator of Quality Education model. These sophomore students are beginning an interdisciplinary unit that combines their English and health classes. The students will work in groups to create 5-minute videos on an environmental health topic. The videos have to persuade the audience to take action, and they have to be targeted toward youth. After the students have completed planning sheets and storyboards for their projects, the health teacher helps the students evaluate their work. This learning activity integrates Health Education Standard Number 7, which requires students to demonstrate the ability to advocate for personal, family, and community health. The activity also addresses English Language Arts Standard Number 11, which requires students to participate as knowledgeable, reflective, creative, and critical members of a variety of literacy communities.
We've worked on persuasion all year. If you think back, we started with parliamentary procedure where you had to get up and talk about an issue. We wrote the biology essays, and you argued. Your partner wrote pro and you wrote con about a biology issue. We read those nonfiction essays and showed how they used persuasion and all the specific things. They used loaded words and they used appeals to emotion. I'd like you, as you work in your small groups with Ms. Dewey then, to persuade the audience to do something. So not only do we want you to research the environmental health issue and come up with a topic that you can stand for 5 weeks or 4 weeks, I mean something you're really interested in, otherwise you're going to be bored to tears by the time you get to the end of this. So pick something you're really interested in. Find this information, present it to the rest of us in some fun way, some way that will really make us want to watch your video. And then at the same time, persuade us. And Ms. Dewey will help you with the planning and how you're going to do that.
Okay, how are we doing over here? Oh my goodness, you girls are really going to town. Great, so you want to do water pollution? Okay, and let's see what you have for your should tested. Should rural wells be tested yearly? Good. And you've got your pros, you've got your cons. Okay, now, how are we going to make this so that it's youth-oriented?
Well, I just had an idea of like starting the video out by having like a glass of like really dirty water and a glass of clean water, and then ask the audience which one's obviously polluted, but then come back and say, well, the clean water could be polluted because the organisms in it are microscopic and can't die.
Good. Okay, the other thing is like fish or swimming in the river. You could go, you know, I mean, as far as kids are concerned. So you might want to think about that too. I like your beginning. I like that. It's a nice way to get their attention. Good. Okay, so you girls are headed just fine. I'll check this later when you get it all done.
The students use either iMovie or Avid Cinema to edit their video projects. As they develop their projects, the students demonstrate Technology Performance Indicator number 10. They collaborate with peers, experts, and their teachers to contribute to a content-related knowledge base by using technology to compile, synthesize, and produce their persuasive videos. They also address English Language Arts Standard Number 8 by using a variety of technological and information resources to gather and synthesize information and to create and communicate knowledge.
So you're going to have some nice shot variety right there then too.
This one too, right? Yeah. And I think we should move that one too.
Yeah, but we don't know where to put it.
Well, no, I think it should go right after.
Yeah,
because that one.
Did you have something from your storyboard? Or you can deviate from your storyboard. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we kind of are.
Okay. I was going to say if your storyboard would help you at this point.
Are you saying put it right after?
Yeah.
I tried doing that when I was putting them in the front, and I ended up putting the title in between them because it looked really bad because it's not a continuous motion thing.
Okay. Well, what if we put a transition in there or something? Because I mean, it doesn't make sense to have it's just random.
Well, I know, and we would have moved it, but it's just.
Put it. Can you put it back up on the shelf? Of course, then we had two transitions. I don't know if it will go.
Well, one of them will just become invalid, I think.
Okay, the one hooked to it. You're right. The one in.
So we can put stuff about Rise
right
there,
right in here.
And then, do we still want the posters, or do we want to move that too?
We could leave that almost. Well,
will it make sense though? Because it's not. These aren't at Rise.
Right. Well,
So we could start with like a rise sign and then show them working, and then we'd have to show a Wilkie sign if we wanted to use those posters.
we could do that though. I mean, we have the Wilkie's clip.
And we could maybe just take a still of that or something.
Right.
A school library media specialist helps the students evaluate the information and sources they have included in their projects. This learning activity integrates Information Literacy Standard Number 2, which requires that students evaluate information critically and competently.
What's another way that you might evaluate information? Kate?
Like if it came, where it came from, like the source, like if it was from, the Weekly World News or if it was from New York Times.
Okay. What the source is. What's the authority of the source? Is it an expert? Is it something you've heard of before? Or is it something a little obscure? So that's a good point. What's another way to evaluate, Katie?
How deep it goes into like your topic.
Okay, how deep it goes into it. What's the scope of the whole thing? Is it an entire book about your subject? Is it one article in the Clayton County Register? Or is it a series of articles on recycling that might have been in a paper? The depth or the scope of it, yes. Anything else? What I'd like you to do now, since you've been thinking about evaluating information, is I want you to get in your groups, the people that you've been working on your project with, and there's a simple little sheet here. Take one and pass it on. We'll want the names of the people who are working on the group, the title of your project, what's your topic, and then list 2 sources of information. Get together and decide between the 2 of you, where have we gotten our information? Then I'd like you to have some discussion on this and decide which of these 2 sources was the best source of information for us, which was not the best, and I'd also like you to decide whether you still need more information and where you think you need to go to get that.